I'm Ben.
And I'm Lila.
And welcome to Tiger News. Today we are going to report on popular entrepreneurs.
First we have Austin reporting us on Scott Rasmussen.
Hi, I am Austin, and I will be sharing with you how ESPN got invented. Have you ever wondered who invented ESPN? Because I know I have. Scott Rasmussen invented ESPN. Scott was born on March 30th, 1956. Scott was born in Seattle, Washington. Scott also has a wife named Laura Rasmussen. Scott got his education from Minichog Regional High School and graduated from DePaul University. Some of the jobs Scott had were he led public opinion pollsters and he participated in American politics. Scott has a show called What America Thinks and has published 11 books. Can you believe it? Scott started the most popular sports channel, ESPN. ESPN is a very sensational network. If you want sports talk, ESPN will give it to you. ESPN is the most watched sports channel. ESPN was not successful on its first try, but that never stopped Scott. He thought, and eventually on try number 2, he was successful. Scott did not do this by himself. He got help from his brother, Bill. Scott and Bill had to work very, very hard. And when I say hard, I mean think, brainstorm, think, write, draw, etc. Scott and Bill had to pull out every trick in the book to make sure ESPN was perfect and easy to access. Now it is very successful. ESPN makes $8 billion a month and $96 billion a year. I really hope I gave you some good information on ESPN. Lastly, if I could ask Scott a question, I would ask him, when I am old enough, can you give me a job on ESPN? Back to you at the studio.
Wow, I never knew how much money ESPN made. $8 billion a month.
Next we have Alani talking about Sam Walton.
Hello, my name is Alani. Did you know who made Walmart? Well, if you don't, then I'll tell you all about him. Sam Walton was born in Kingfisher, Oklahoma on March 29, 1918. His father, Tom, was a farmer but went to work in the farm mortgage business when the Great Depression hit. While Sam was still young, the family moved to Missouri. Sam grew up in Missouri with his younger brother, James. He went to Hickman High School in Columbia. Sam Walton was voted the most versatile boy in his senior year of high school. Sam studied the College of Business and got married on February 14, 1943. He had 4 children, including 3 boys named Rob, John, and Jim, and 1 daughter named Alice. Following college, Walton got his first real taste of the retail world when he took a job at J.C. Penney. Sam served in World War II as an Army captain. He returned and used a $25,000 loan from his father-in-law to buy his first store in Newport, Arkansas. In 2 decades, Walton and his brother owned 15 Ben Franklin stores. Sam got into disagreements with his brother and broke up their partnership. Walton opened the first Walmart in 1962 in Rogers, Arkansas in 1991. Walmart became the country's largest retailer. This discount chain expanded internationally over the next 30 years, growing into the world's largest company by 2010. Today, 37 million people shop at Walmart each day. Walmart's top-selling item in 2014 was the banana. Walmart averages a profit of $1.8 million every hour. Did you know that Walmart has 2.2 million employees? That's more than the population in Houston. Unfortunately, Sam Walton died of cancer on April 5, 1992. If Walmart were a country, it would be the 28th largest economy in the world. If I could ask Sam Walton one question, it would be, where was the last Walmart you built? Back to you in the studio.
It's so interesting that the top-selling item at Walmart in 2014 was the banana. Now here's McKenna interviewing people about what's better, Nike or Adidas.
I'm in Panama. Or Jesus like Nike or Adidas. Let's go find out.
1.
Is you like Nike or Adidas?
I like Nikes because those are the shoes I have on right now. And you know why? Because I have a wide foot and Nikes make a shoe big enough for my foot so it's comfortable for me to walk.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
And thank you.
You like Nike or Adidas?
I like Nike because I like the swoosh. I'm a big fan of the swoosh, McKenna.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. 1.
Do you like Nike or Adidas?
I prefer Nike shoes.
Thank you, have a nice day.
Thank you.
What?
I like Nike more than Adidas.
Me too. I think Nike is better.
Now we have Eris here to talk about Phil Knight.
Hi, my name is Eris Delori, and if you play sports, you may know Nike. But have you ever wondered who created Nike? Well, Phil Knight is the creator of Nike. He was born February 24th, 1938 in Portland, Oregon. He is now 80 years old and the 16th richest person in the world with $32 billion. His dad was a lawyer who pushed Phil to always work to the best of his ability. Phil attended Cleveland High School of Portland, Oregon. He graduated from the University of Oregon with a Bachelor of Arts degree in science. He then went to Stanford and graduated with a Master of Business Administration degree. Phil Knight ran Nike for 52 years. Nike has 74,000 employees in offices in 52 different countries. Phil founded Nike in 1972. Phil started selling shoes at track meets. Even though sports professionals like Nike, other consumers might rank appearance over function. It got bigger and he joined forces with his track coach, Bill Bowerman. In fact, one of Nike's first soles was with Bill Bowerman's wife's waffle iron. He pressed foam rubber into his wife's waffle iron to create a modern running shoe. Nike sells things from shoes all the way up to hats. I think Nike will continue to be a successful business. It is one of my favorite stores. If I had a chance to ask Phil Knight a question, it would be, how long do you think Nike will continue to be a very popular store? Based on how much Nike stuff I see at school, I bet it's going to be a very long time.
That's really interesting that Phil is the 16th richest person in the world.
Oh, now we have Jason reporting on Ray Kroc.
Hi, I am Jason. I'm here to talk about entrepreneur Ray Kroc. He was born on October 5th, 1902, and in Oak Park, Illinois. As a child, he played piano, he started lemonade stands, and worked at a soda fountain. He died in 1984 when he was 81 years old. At age 15, he was in World War I as an ambulance driver. He worked as a pianist, musical director, and a real estate salesman. Then Ray started selling ice cream mixers around the country. He founded McDonald's on April 15, 1955. He was inspired by an operation who quickly catered to its customers by focusing on a menu of burgers, french fries, and shakes. On January 14, 1984, McDonald's had 7,500 outlets across nearly 3 dozen countries. It was worth $8 billion. He had 5 wives throughout his life. His personal fortune was estimated at $500 million. I think Ray Kroc was a cool man. Also, I think McDonald's is very good. It's just how crazy how McDonald's began from an operation of burgers, shakes, and french fries and became a worldwide fast food chain. If I had a chance to ask him a question, I wouldn't ask a question. I would stay quiet. Back to you at the studio.
It's cool to hear about McDonald's got started.
Here's Ian with Jeff Bezos.
Do you know who made Amazon? It was Jeff Bezos. He was born 1964 and he is 55 years old. He grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, now lives in Seattle, Washington. He has 4 children and recently separated. Jeff Bezos has a Bachelor of Arts and Science degree. The school he went to is Princeton University. Growing up, Jeff Bezos worked summers on his grandfather's ranch repairing Caterpillar tractors. While he was in high school, he started his first business venture. He took a summer job as a programmer and analyst. Jeff Bezos was not successful on his first try when he started Amazon. Amazon is a self-made business. Now his business is worth $160 billion. He is also the founder of Blue Origin, which is a space travel program. Bezos is always trying to push himself to come up with new ideas for Amazon. Amazon is one of the best online shopping websites. I like to use Amazon to buy toys. If I ever had a chance to meet Jeff Bezos, I would ask him what was his first product he sold. Back to you in the studio.
I can't believe Jeff is the richest person on earth. That's crazy.
Now here's Ben with Bill Gates.
Did you know that Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, earns so much money that if he dropped a $100 bill, it wouldn't be worth his time to pick it up? William Henry Gates III was born in 1955 in Seattle, Washington. Bill Gates was a Scout and earned his Eagle Scout badge, which is the highest award in Boy Scouts. Bill Gates went to Lakeside Preparatory School in Seattle. He currently lives in Medina, Washington with Melinda Gates, his wife. He has 2 daughters and a son. Bill Gates' first job was at a company called Computer Center Corporation. His job was to find bugs in the program for their huge mainframe computer. A few years later, he went to Harvard University and met Paul Allen. Bill Gates and Paul Allen made a deal with a computer company called Micro-Instrumentation and Telemetry Systems, which helped them found Microsoft. Bill Gates then dropped out of Harvard to work full-time at Microsoft. Microsoft is called Microsoft because it makes software for microcomputers. Microsoft was formed when Bill Gates and Paul Allen made a deal with a company called MITS, with Micro-Instrumentation and Telemetry Systems. Microsoft was started in 1975. That means it has been around for 44 years. Microsoft was completely successful on its first try, although it took a ton of work. Bill Gates had called MITS 2 months before their deal and told them they had a software program for MITS's new Altair computer. They didn't actually have one, but MITS asked to see it. So Bill Gates and Paul Allen had to work really hard for 2 months, and they didn't even have an Altair computer to work on. It worked, though, and Gates now earns $33.3 million a day. To everyone who has a Microsoft computer, remember Bill Gates next time you use it. Also, if I could ask him one thing, it would be, what is your favorite thing about making computers? Back to you in the studio.
Whoa, he's so rich. If he dropped a $100 bill, it wouldn't be worth his time to pick it up. That's crazy.
Here's Savannah with Estee Lauder.
Hi, my name is Savannah. I'm here to talk about Estee Lauder. She was born on July 1st, 1908 in New York. Estee Lauder made a makeup company. When she was little, Estee liked to play with her mother's makeup. She liked to brush her mother's hair and put cream on her face. Later, Estee's uncle taught her how to make her own cream. She called them Jar of Hope. In 1946, she started her own business. She called it Estee Lauder after her name. At first, Estee made her makeup in a kitchen. In 1947, she sold her makeup in a store in New York City. In just 2 days, all the makeup was sold. In 1953, she made bath oil and perfume. Her business was growing fast. Estee became one of the richest women in the world. If I can ask Estee Lauder a question, it would be, I wish I had my own business like you. Back to the studio.
Estee Lauder seems like a very powerful woman.
And finally, we have Lila with Asa Griggs Candler.
Do you drink Coca-Cola? Lots of people do. But do you know who made the Coca-Cola company? It was Asa Griggs Candler. Asa was born on December 30th, 1851 near Villa Rica, U.S. Asa went to school at Emory College. While Asa Griggs Candler went to school, World War II was going on, so he went to school sporadically. In 1870, he was an apprentice of a pharmacist. By 1886, he had his own drug business. It was one of the biggest drug businesses in Atlanta. Then Asa sold the business in 1919 for $25 million. The Coca-Cola business was not a success at first. Before Asa Griggs Candler came in, John S. Pemberton made Coca-Cola, and nobody was buying it, so he lied and said it was a medicine so people would buy it. Asa had a lot of headaches, so he bought some Coca-Cola and had an idea. Asa Griggs Candler bought the Coca-Cola company and made it into a fizzy drink when John died. That's how the Coca-Cola business started. And some interesting facts about Asa Griggs Candler and his business are
Asa had 3 kids named Lucy, Charles, and Asa Griggs Candler Jr. Asa was 1 out of 11 kids. Asa often had headaches, and the Coca-Cola business is a public business. Asa's wife is also named Lucy, like his child. Sadly, Asa Griggs Candler died in March 12, 1929, but if he were still alive, I would ask him if I could have a lifetime supply of Coca-Cola. I don't think he would let me, but it's worth a try. Back to you in the studio.
That's
all for now.
That's all for now. This has been Tiger News.
Hi, I'm Lucas.
And I'm Lily. Welcome to the MTS News. We are going to be talking about some of the most popular entrepreneurs.
First, Lily will be talking about John D. Rockefeller.
Hello, my name is Lily. Do you know who John D. Rockefeller is? Well, I do, and I'm here to tell you about him. John D. Rockefeller is the man who found Standard Oil. He was born on July 8, 1839 in Richford, New York, and died in 1937. His siblings are William, Frank, Marianne, Cornelia, Francis, and Lucy. His parents are William Rockefeller and Eliza Davidson. John D. Rockefeller did not finish school. He dropped out of high school. Rockefeller had many jobs. He was assistant bookkeeper with Hewitt and Tuttle. John Rockefeller was also a commission merchant in farm goods. John D. Rockefeller found Standard Oil. He was successful from the start. He borrowed money so he could take over oil businesses. John got new partners and kept growing. He and his younger brother founded Standard Oil Company of Ohio. He was the president of the company. Here are some really interesting facts about John. John Rockefeller celebrated his own personal holiday. His dad also pretended to be a doctor. I wouldn't want him as my doctor. He was accused of being greedy, but he gave $500 million to different organizations. John ran away from home because he had gotten sued from the government. He also liked to hand out dimes to strangers. If I could meet John, I would ask, how did you find Standard Oil? John D. Rockefeller was an amazing man. So next time you heat your home with oil, think of John D. Rockefeller. Back to you at the studio.
Wow, that is hard to start a whole oil company.
Now Lucas will be talking about Adolf Dassler.
Hi, I'm Lucas. Have you ever wondered who invented Adidas? Adolf Dassler invented Adidas. His company was one of the most successful shoe companies in Germany. He also invented shadow shoes. Even though he was the youngest in his family, he still had a successful life. Adolf Dassler was born in Germany on November 3, 1900. He was the 4th child. His brother and sisters were Fritz, Mary, and Rudolph. Adolf went to elementary school and high school, but not college. After high school, he started baking. He didn't really enjoy it. Then he started making shoes. Adolf and Rudolph started making shoes together on July 1st, 1923. They named the company Dassler Brothers Sports Shoe Factory. After 6 years, Rudolph joined the army when World War II started. Rudolph forced Adolf to make army equipment. Adolf wanted to continue his shoe company, so Adolf refused to listen to his brother and left. After the war, Adolf didn't want to work with Rudolph, so Rudolph started making another company called Puma, which is still running today. Adolf started Adidas on August 18, 1949. At first, it wasn't that popular because it was a brand new company. Then one day, Jesse Owens, a famous track player, bought shoes from Adidas. The next day, Jesse Owens won 4 medals wearing Adidas shoes. So it became super popular. Adidas became one of the most successful companies in the world. Today, Adidas is worth $16 billion. On September 6, 1978, Adolf died by heart failure. If I could ask him a question, I would ask, did you go to middle school? Next time you buy shoes, look for Adidas because it's a great brand. Back to you in the studio.
I didn't know Adolf Dassler almost became a cook.
Next, Olivia will be talking about Mark Zuckerberg.
Hi, my name is Olivia. How much do you use Facebook to see what tea your friends are spilling today? Well, Mark Zuckerberg created it. Mark has 3 siblings, 2 daughters, and a wife. He was born on May 4th, 1984, in White Plains, New York. Did you know that Zuckerberg is the youngest billionaire with $55.6 billion and worth $50 billion at 34 years old? When Mark was young, he developed a love for computers. At the age of 12, he created a program you could message on. It was called ZuckNet. His father used it for his dental office. Even the family used it to communicate at home. Mark attended Phillips Exeter High School right here in New Hampshire. While he was there, he created Snaps, which is similar to Pandora. He started taking graduate courses at Mercy College in Mercy, New York. He created Course Match, which helped college kids pick their classes. Then Mark invented Face Match, but it was shut down by the school because it was deemed inappropriate. In 2002, he started creating Facebook with 3 friends in his dorm room. Later on, he dropped out so he could make Facebook full-time. At first, Facebook was only for his college, then 20 more colleges, then 50. Finally, it was for everyone. Sadly, in 2002, his friends said he took their idea for Facebook. Now Facebook has 250 million users worldwide. Today, Facebook is still one of the most popular social media sites. If I could ask Mark Zuckerberg one question, I would ask what his favorite part of Facebook is. Back to you at the studio.
That's interesting that Mark Zuckerberg invented Facebook.
Next, Ryan will be talking about Tony Hawk.
Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm here to tell you lots of information you probably didn't know about the professional skateboarder Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk was born on May 12, 1968 in California and is 50 years old right now. His full name is Anthony Frank Hawk. Tony Hawk has 4 children named Riley, Spencer, Keegan, and Katie. Tony Hawk started skateboarding at age 9 and he started competing at age 11. Tony Hawk has also made dozens of skateboarding moves. One he created is called the 900, which is where you turn 900 degrees around, which is about 2.5 turns around in midair. In the 1990s, Tony Hawk created Birdhouse, which is a skateboarding company. He also made a company called Blitz in the 1990s. Another company he created is called the Tony Hawk Foundation. He also has a very successful line of video games. One of his most successful video games is called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which came out in 1999. It has earned $1 billion in sales and is one of the most popular video games in history. Tony Hawk retired from competing in 1999, and in 2002 he created a company called Tony Hawk's Boom Boom Huck Jam, a traveling show of choreographed skateboarders. Tony Hawk has also made several books about skateboarding. Tony Hawk is the wealthiest skateboarder in the world. He has $140 million. Tony Hawk was also considered one of the top skateboarders in the world by the time he was 16. One question I would ask him if I had the chance would be, how hard was it to become so popular and how long did it take? Now, back to you in the studio.
That's cool that Tony Hawk is the wealthiest skateboarder today.
Next, McKenna will be surveying teachers about which is better, Samsung or Apple.
Phone or Samsung? Let's go find out.
I prefer iPhones because I've had a lot of practice with them and I don't know how to use a Samsung. So I prefer iPhones.
Phone or Samsung?
I like the iPhone better because that's what I've always used, so it's a little bit easier for me to use.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. You want iPhone or Samsung?
Or Samsung?
Yeah.
I like an iPhone.
Hannah said.
Thank you.
Not a wax. That's your video.
That was a great interview, McKenna.
What do you think is better, Samsung or Apple?
I think Apple is better.
Same here.
Now, Aiden will be talking about Louis Chevrolet.
Hi, my name is Aiden. Have you ever wondered what Louis Chevrolet did? Well, what if I told you he was the creator of Chevy? He was born December 25th, 1875 in La Chaux-de-Fonds, Switzerland. Louis was one of 7 children. He had a good friend named William Crapo Duran who was interested in Louis's driving skills. Together they made the Chevrolet Motor Company. Louis Chevrolet was into biking, a big sport in Switzerland. He liked to go fast, and this led to his interest in speed. He opened his own bicycle shop, but it did not do well. He then got a job at Moore's Motor Company. He continued to race cars and became a really famous automobile driver. Louis never went to school. In 1907, Durant invited Louis to come to Flint, Michigan to work as a chauffeur. With Durant, Louis designed the first Chevy in 1910. Louis did not like taking orders from someone, so he started Frontenac Motor Corporation in 1914, where he made expensive race cars. In 1920, Louis stopped racing cars when one of his brothers was killed in a race. Chevrolet then started to make engines for the Chevrolet Aircraft Corporation. In 1929, Chevrolet created his first engine for Chevrolet. He then became the president of the company. Sadly, Chevrolet got ill and died in 1941 at the age of 63. As you can see, Chevy has done really well in business. If I could ask him one question, I would ask, what's it like being a famous automobile racer? That's all for now. Back to you in the studio.
I didn't know Louis Chevrolet was born on Christmas Day.
Next, Ginny will be talking about Lee Bun-chol.
Hi, I'm Ginny. Have you ever wondered who invented Samsung? Well, today you will get to answer that burning question. Lee Bun-chol is the inventor of Samsung. He was born on February 12, 1910 in South Korea. He later died on November 9, 1987. He was 78 years old. Lee is worth $70.8 billion. Lee also went to Waseda University. Lee first started with a rice mill job. Then he started his company in 1938 and rebuilt it after the Korean War. After the Korean War, Lee expanded his company into textiles and opened the largest wool mill in Korea. Samsung was first founded as a grocery trading store on March 1, 1938 by Lee Bun-chol. He started his business in Daegu, Korea, trading noodles and other goods produced in and around the city and exporting them to China. Now Samsung is one of the world's largest producers of electronic devices. He built Samsung into a high-technology manufacturer. At first it wasn't as successful as Lee thought. Then people started using his technology. Lee's company is worth $40.8 billion. The late 1970s and 80s witnessed the rapid expansion of Samsung's technology businesses. In the 1990s, Samsung continued its expansion into global electronic markets. Samsung company continued to make advancements on their technology and product quality. Samsung has a wide range of products from TVs to cell phones and is known as one of the world's finest tech companies. If I could ask him one question, it would be, why did you choose technology over other products? Anyways, back to you at the studio.
You know, that passage might change my mind on McKenna's interview.
Next, Mahmood will be talking about Reed Hastings.
Have you ever wondered who made Netflix? Well, today I'm going to load you with knowledge about Netflix. The creator of Netflix is Reed Hastings. He was born on October 8, 1960. He was born in Boston, Massachusetts, studied mathematics at Baldwin College in Brunswick, Maine. Hastings' first company was Pure Software. He also worked at Edwards, Antonio, and Maria Logo Academy. Pure Software was founded in 1991. In October, the original product was a debugging tool for Unix engineers. Later in August 1997, after serving the Marine Corps, he taught math in Switzerland. Currently, Reed Hastings is married and has 2 children. Reed started to come up with his idea for Netflix because he was upset that he had a late fee for a movie rental. He started searching for how to create a movie rental business by mail, so Reed started mailing CDs to himself. Early on the first concept he launched it wasn't rental by mail, but it wasn't subscription-based. Some people liked it, but it wasn't very popular. Reed launched the service on September 23, 1999. While he was walking to a hotel, he got the message on his BlackBerry saying he hit 1 million subscribers. He called it Netflix, not DVD by mail, because eventually they deliver on the internet. Reed Hastings has also been a director on the board of Facebook since 2011. In addition, he served the board of Microsoft since 2007 to 2012. The Netflix CEO has been on the board for other various nonprofit organizations. Netflix is now internet-based, which was Reed's goal. Reed has $3.6 billion. One question I would ask Reed Hastings is what made Netflix popular. Next time you watch Netflix, think of Reed Hastings. Back to you in the studio.
That's cool that Netflix started out as a DVD shipping company.
Last but not least, Liam will be talking about Larry Page.
Hi, my name is Liam. How much do you use Google a day? I bet it's a lot. My entrepreneur is Larry Page, the creator of Google. Larry Page was born in East Lansing, Michigan on March 26, 1973. Page has a sister named Beverly and a brother named Carl. Larry went to the University of Michigan and Stanford University. Larry Page's net worth is $50.9 billion. Larry Page started Google in his dorm room, then moved it in his friend's garage in Menlo, California. Larry Page and Sergey Brin were thinking of goofy names to call their search engine. First they called it Backrub, then Google. It was first called Google.com, but then it was mistaken as Google.com. His slow computers began at age 6. He built an inkjet printer out of Legos, and he was also a member of the Solar Car team. In addition to Google, Larry Page has other companies too. He has a company called Alphabet Inc., which makes self-driving cars. He also created a search engine called Backrub. Larry Page had a dream at 23. He wondered if he could download the whole web. That's when he created Backrub. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if he's going to create something else, but I don't think it's going to top that. If I could ask him one question, it would be, what is it like being famous? Next time you use Google, think of Larry Page and what he did. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, I didn't know Larry Page invented Google. That's all we have for today.
Thank you for watching MTS News.
Hi, I am Nathan.
And I'm Jake.
And this
is
the
Matthew Thornton News.
Today we are reporting on entrepreneurs.
There are reports on Mark Cuban,
Jeff Bezos,
Steve Jobs,
Mary Kay Ash,
Henry Ford,
a survey for Pepsi or Coke,
Asa Candler,
Walt Disney,
and Reed Hastings.
First up is Logan on Mark Cuban.
Hi, my name is Logan Katz. My entrepreneur is Mark Cuban. Mark was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, July 31st, 1958. When he was 12, he decided to get into the business world. Mark Cuban sold trash bags when he was 14 so he could afford expensive shoes. He also sold coins and stamps for money, and he liked selling things, so he wanted to continue business as his dream. Mark Cuban went to Kelley School in Indiana. He graduated and got a bachelor's degree in science management. He used his knowledge to get into Shark Tank in 2014. Shark Tank is a TV show that has people give money to companies to start or grow businesses. He also owns the NBA team, the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks even won the championship in 2011. Now his net worth is $3.9 billion. The Dallas Mavericks were founded in 1980, but they are faced with lots of challenges coming into the league like many other expansion teams, so they had to work hard to earn respect from other teams in the NBA. When Mark bought the Mavs, he fixed their facility and attracted free agents. He also bought the Mavs for a whopping $280 million. That's a lot of dough. I think Mark is a really cool guy. I wish I was him. If I could ask Mark just one question, it would be, what got you into the business world at such a young age? Well, that's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, he started out by selling stamps? Cool. Now it's Lexi reporting on Jeff Bezos.
Hi, my name is Lexi. Do you know who Jeff Bezos is? He is the founder of Amazon.com. Jeff was born on January 12, 1964 in New Mexico. He graduated from Princeton in 1986 and went to work on Wall Street in New York. He was the youngest senator and vice president for D.E. Show Company. In 1994, he quit D.E. Show and opened Amazon.com. Jeff set up the office for his growing company in his garage. He had a few employees. Then in 2013, Jeff purchased the Washington Post. It was $250 million. Also, he found work at several firms on Wall Street. Here are some interesting facts about Bezos. He's one of the richest men in history. Also, at age 3, Jeff actually took apart his crib with a screwdriver because he wanted to sleep in a real bed. Finally, if I could ask him anything, I would ask, can I get anything I want from Amazon for free? What would you ask for? Back to you in the studio.
He's the richest person in the world. I wonder how he spends his money. Next with Jake on Steve Jobs.
iPads, iMacs, Toy Story,
Hi, I am Jake, and I will be talking about Steve Jobs, the inventor of all of these and the founder of Apple, Next, and the CEO of Pixar. Steve Jobs was born on February 4th, 1955. His parents were Joanne Sneebel and Abdul Fudge and Dally. They decided they were not ready for children, so they put him up for adoption. Steve was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, who named him Stephen Paul Jobs. He grew up in Silicon Valley and loved to work on cars with his dad. When he was 13, he met his lifelong friend, Steve Wozniak. He went to Reed College for free. In 1980, he formed Apple with Steve Wozniak. He later formed Next and bought Pixar. Apple got its name from Steve's favorite fruit, the apple. He thought it was perfect. His next computer, the Apple, was a flunk, but his next couple of computers were very popular. In 1985, he was fired from Apple. He then founded Next and bought Pixar in 1986. Steve eventually went back to Apple, and he came up with the best idea yet, a mini touchscreen computer that fit in your pocket. Any idea what that was? The iPhone. He also decided to make a larger version, the iPad. Steve continued to make more Pixar movies, iMacs, iPods, and Apple stores. He died on October 5th, 2011. So there you go. That's the complete summary of Steve Jobs' life. Back to you at the studio. Steve Jobs made the iPhone and the iPad and Pixar amazing.
Now with Emily on Mary Kay Ash.
Hi, my name is Emily. Have you ever heard of Mary Kay Ash? She was born on May 12, 1918 in Hot Wells, Texas. As a toddler, she and her family moved to Houston, where she grew up. Mary Kay, who loved pink, owned a pink mansion and drove a pink Cadillac. She is known as one of the most outstanding women in business in the 20th century. When growing up, Mary's mother had to work 14-hour days. That meant Mary had to help take care of her sick father. It made her very responsible. In 1939, she worked for Stanley Home Products. Then she worked for World Gifts, but quit after 10 years when one of her workers was promoted over her, leading Mary Kay to start her own business at the age of 45. Mary Kay Cosmetics sells makeup, skincare products, and fragrances. With $5,000, 5 products, and 9 salespeople in 1963. These people sold her products at parties at their own homes. Her business was on the 100 best companies to work for in the U.S. If you were one of the top sellers, Mary Kay would give you rewards such as vacations, jewelry, and Cadillacs. If I worked for Mary Kay and had the choice to keep the money or take the Cadillac, I would definitely choose the Cadillac. Sadly, Mary Kay Ash died in 2001, but her products are still being sold today. If I could ask Mary Kay one question, it would be, can I work for you? Back to you in the studio.
She had a pink mansion? Whoa. Now with Nate on Henry Ford.
Hi, I am Nate. Have you ever wondered who invented Ford? Well, I have an answer. Henry Ford was born on July 30th, 1863 in Dearborn, Michigan. He died April 7th, 1947 at the age of 83. Henry was one of 8 children. Henry went to Bryant and Stratton Business College in Detroit. Henry raced race cars when he was young. Henry worked part-time for Westinghouse Engine Company. Then he got married to Clara Bryant. In 1893, he became chief engineer at the main Detroit Edison Company plant, where he was responsible for maintaining electric service in the city 24 hours a day. Henry worked for Thomas Edison. The business started when he invented the quadricycle. The quadricycle was the first car. Henry was successful in his 3rd try. He started the Henry Ford Company in 1901. Then in 1907, the designs for the Model T came out. In 1908, the first Model T came out. Henry made 15 million cars in 1918, and over 50% of the cars on the road were Model Ts. Today, the company is called Ford. In 2017, Ford sold 6.6 million vehicles. If Henry were still alive, I would want to ask how excited his family was to find out he invented the Model T. Henry's net worth nowadays is $200 billion. Back to you in the studio. Henry Ford was amazing.
Next up is McKenna, who is asking which is better, Coke or Pepsi.
I'm going to tell Mom what the teacher for Coke or Pepsi. Let's go find out. Coke or Pepsi?
I have to say Coca-Cola is my favorite.
Thank you, and
You're very welcome. Nice job.
if you like Coke or Pepsi.
Hi, McKenna. I really like Pepsi.
And
Thanks, you too.
you like Heineken go out and you like Coke or Pepsi?
Hi, McKenna. Thank you for asking. I like Coke better than Pepsi.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.
Not a wax. Back to the
That was interesting. Which one would you prefer? I don't drink soda.
Yeah, me neither. I can't vote. Next was the Leon, Asa Griggs Candler.
Do you know who made Coca-Cola? It was Asa Griggs Candler. He was born on December 30th, 1851, and died March 12th, 1929. At the age of 77, he had 3 children and a wife named Lucy Elizabeth Howard. Asa Griggs Candler barely went to high school and decided not to go to college. If he did go to college, it would have been Emory University in Atlanta. He had a couple of jobs before he bought Coca-Cola. He was a banker, pharmacist, real estate agent, drugstore clerk, and he manufactured medications. In addition, he was the mayor of Atlanta, Georgia from 1916 to 1919. Did you know that Asa Griggs Candler developed a prosperous wholesale drug business? In 1898, he built the largest drug business in Atlanta, Georgia. He would later sell the business for $25 million. Asa suffered from headaches, and he wanted to find something that would help him. He decided to visit soda fountains looking for a cure for headaches. A man named John Pemberton created Coca-Cola first, but it failed a lot of times. Then Asa Griggs Candler came and made it worldwide. He paid $2,300 for the formula in 1887. Coca-Cola was meant to be a drink that made you healthy and improved your stamina. Coca-Cola now makes $500 a day, also roughly $188 billion in market capitalization. When Asa passed away in 1929, his children sold the business to Muhtar Kent. Coca-Cola has been in business for over 125 years. If I could ask Asa Griggs Candler a question, it would be, what did the first Coca-Cola bottle look like? Back to you at the studio.
Wow, that is so interesting. I never knew who made Coke.
Next is Gavin of Walt Disney.
Hi, my name is Gavin. Have you ever wondered how Walt Disney came to be? On December 5th, 1901, Walt Disney was born. He grew up in Missouri with his brother Roy. He got married to a woman named Lillian Bounds. They had 2 great daughters named Diane Miller and Sharon May Disney. Walt Disney died on December 15, 1966. Walt Disney went to school in Missouri. He dropped out of high school at 16 years old to join the Army, but he was rejected. Instead, he joined the Red Cross. Walt's first job was selling snacks and newspapers. In 1919, he was a newspaper artist and created his first cartoon. Walt Disney started his own animation business with Roy. They started creating cartoons but ran out of money in 1923. So Walt Disney moved to Hollywood with Roy. The name of the place they started in Hollywood was Disney Brothers Art Studio. It was there Walt Disney made Mickey Mouse. Walt Disney and Roy started creating silent films. When you could add sound to your film, they created their first film with sound. On December 1st, 1937, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs made $1.5 million. That was the beginning of the Disney's movie business. In 1955, Walt Disney created Disneyland in California. He then opened theme parks in Florida, Tokyo, Paris, and Hong Kong. Some interesting facts about Walt Disney include: Walt died from lung cancer. His real name is Walter Elias. Mickey Mouse's original name is Mortimer, and also Mickey Mouse is short for Michael. Lastly, Walt was the first voice of Mickey Mouse. If I could ask Walt Disney one question, I would ask him how to make cartoon characters. Back to you at the studio.
Wow, he is so amazing for inventing Disney. I love it there.
Now with Sophia and Reed Hastings.
My name is Sophia. Do you ever ask yourself, who made Netflix? Well, I know him as Reed Hastings. Reed was born in Boston, Massachusetts. He's currently married and has 2 kids. Reed attended Bowdoin College to study mathematics and Stanford University for his master's degree in artificial intelligence. He also served in the U.S. Marine Corps. Did you know before Reed Hastings started Netflix, he worked with a company called Pure Software? Reed quit his job to start Netflix. Reed Hastings started Netflix in 1997, the same year he sold his first company, Pure Software, to Rational Software. Did you know Netflix was originally operated as a DVD subscription service? Then in 2007, it began streaming content. Reed Hastings revolutionized how the world watches its entertainment. Some people ask themselves, was Reed Hastings successful in his first try? Well, I can tell you he was not really successful in his first try because he had to keep changing little mistakes he made. There were also late fees he had to pay, but he did pretty good otherwise. Today, Reed Hastings' company is worth $3.6 billion. I'd say he's doing great so far. Some interesting facts are that Reed Hastings made Netflix all by himself, so that means it is self-made. As of July 2015, Netflix reported a subscriber count of over 65 million. If I had the chance to ask Reed Hastings a question, I would ask him, when did you decide you wanted to give up everything else and just start making Netflix? That's all I have for you guys. Back to you at the studio.
That is very interesting. I'll watch Netflix soon.
And that's it. I'm Jake.
And I'm Nate.
And this was
the
Master
Master
Thornton
News.